What is the biggest lesson you've learned in business?
Slow and steady. Be focused. Here and there doesn't make a mark. It might be slow today. It might be small today. Tomorrow will be sure.
Money is not the first thing you'll be looking at when you want to start a business. Money is not the first thing. The main primary thing for you to start a business or make a progress.
So now, what if there is somebody now that is thinking of going into your own business? What's your major advice for that person?
My major advice is,
So what's your biggest advice that you want to give to anybody that is thinking of giving up in business now?
If you're in business, you are well grounded in business.
You're in your 20s now. What would be your advice to yourself in your 20s?
My advice to those who are in their 20s is that
What do you think is the top 3 attributes that if anybody have, you will succeed in business or in life?
business is all about.
Have you ever felt like giving up before?
There are sometimes we face challenges, but you need to stand your ground. When I started, there was a time
For me, every product is available.
Every product is available.
Even as at present, people have come to discover that any scarce product that can not get in my shop means that it's not available.
Do you think school helps you in business?
Honestly speaking,
Welcome to Selahmeditate. I remain your very host, Benzik. This is a special series of Selahmeditate podcast tagged Selahmeditate Street Business Credibility, SBC. It's not going to be your regular podcast. This is a series where we meet real entrepreneurs on the streets, in their stores, in the kiosk, in the offices, successful multi-millionaires and billionaire entrepreneurs, and uncover their secrets to building wealth 1 naira at a time. We're going to ask them how they were able to start from scratch to build the wealth that they have currently. And today we're starting out on the streets of Lagos Island, Aroloya precisely, where we meet top camera equipment and lighting dealers and ask them precise questions on how they were able to build their wealth. So come with me and let's go get them. So what line of business are you in, sir?
Photographic materials and the equipment.
How long have you been in this business?
2011 till now.
How did you start the business?
Life is all about beginning from where you are. So I started where I was then. After apprenticeship, after learning,
your master.
yes, after getting freedom from my boss, I began, and we have been on it.
How long did you serve him?
7 years.
When he settled you, how much did he settle you with?
130,000.
And you're able to use 130,000 to grow this business to this level?
I just like as I said when we began, I said life is all about beginning from where you are. I began from where I was, one step, another to another, one level to another, to where we are today.
At what point did you make your first 1 million in business?
One thing I'm sure I cannot forget easily is the first 1 million naira check I signed wasn't my money. It was a colleague of mine. That should be 2012. He traveled to China, so he asked his staff, because of the relationship I had with him, every sales that they are making in this street, that they should move the money to my account. So whenever he needs it while he was in China, I should help him sign the check, remit the money through the method of remitting money to China. So I remember vividly, that should be 2012. That wasn't my money. The first 1 million naira check I signed was never my money.
What about the one that is your own money?
I can't remember, but I know after 2012, okay, let me say 2012 or 2013, I started picking up, started having breakthroughs, change of levels from one level to another.
So that means, if I get you correctly, by 2013, that is when you made your first 1 million.
I can say so.
So how old were you by that 2013?
I can't remember, but I know currently I'll be 50 if Jesus started June next year.
But that means, if I get you correctly, you made your first 1 million at the
You
age of
are
38.
not wrong.
What do you think now is your business worth now? Like you'll be able to generate within a month in your business?
I can boast of generating 50 million, 30 million, but I know that a month that our sales, our monthly turnover could be 100 and something million.
In a month?
In a month, they mean profit, monthly turnover. Sometimes less than 100 million, most times above 100, depending how business comes. But it has been the glory of God.
So that means within a year that you're able to generate turnover of over 1 billion within a year.
I have an account. My monthly turnover is 100 million. Once, I'm always careful. Month just ended a few days ago. I was not overcharged. Sometimes once I exceed 100 million, I will pay charges. Sometimes 20,000, 17,000 for over turnover. And I also have other personal account. I have 5 million limit. I can, depending how business comes. Maybe in a year we do 100 million, 1 billion turnover. It's possible to be true to be, because it's not every month that I can boldly tell you the monthly sales it's above 100 million. But one thing I know is sometimes I do have excess turnover in a month.
So that means you can boldly say you are a billionaire then?
No, I can't tell you that. That you will turn where the sales of 100 million in a month does not make one a billionaire. I believe in this content, you must find 1 billion in your account for you to say you are a billionaire.
Well, your net worth, you mustn't have that 1 billion still in your account. Your net worth combined.
You can maybe that's what you said. I never said so. Maybe that is what you said. I never said so.
Well, so I think that's what it is. So what do you say? What is the biggest lesson you've learned in business?
Slow and steady. Be focused. Here and there doesn't make a mark. It might be slow today. It might be small today. Tomorrow will be sure.
What's the biggest mistake you think you've made in business?
Life is all about risk. Some are calculated, some are uncalculated. But I can't really accept. I have to think. But I just know because of where I'm coming from. I believe in God Almighty with all my heart, all my soul, my spirit. Everything that happens today is for a purpose. So that is just me. I can tell you, it's not as if there are no issues of yesterday. Things that one can say this is a mistake. But I could still say that it is just a success in disguise. That is how God has ordained it. Because I also learned that the path of a just man is like a shining light. Nothing happened without God Almighty not having His hand on it. Without Him not knowing. So that is my...
If you're in your 20s today, what would be your best advice to someone in their 20s?
Be focused, committed to what you are doing. I said something earlier. I say here and here. Here and here is what wins the race of life. Here and here, not here and there.
Here and here.
Here.
I mean,
just
staying at
a place. Staying at, you become the best inside that. By the grace of God, 2018, I traveled to United Kingdom. All expenses was paid by a company.
Wow.
I was on my own. I was called. Are you interested in going to UK? I said, why not? It was on Sunday afternoon. I returned from service. One of the business guys I know, also a member of this association. Hello, sir. Boss, please. He called on WhatsApp. He was in Dubai. Are you interested in going to? I just greeted him. Said, please come to WhatsApp. Are you interested in going to UK? I said, why not? What's the requirement? He said, come to WhatsApp. We came to WhatsApp. We chatted. We were 10 of us that were picked in this Nigeria. Canon sponsored the trip.
Wow.
10 of us appeared in United UK embassy. We were all giving entering visa to UK. So I went. All expenses was paid by a company. So what am I bringing out? Being steadfast on what you're doing. Being steady. You can become the best. This year I've traveled to Mauritius. All expenses was paid by a company.
Wow.
2023 I traveled to Istanbul, Turkey. All expenses was paid by company. So I've been able to enjoy too many things I can talk and things I cannot talk out of the profession. It wasn't like that from the beginning, but I was mindful of myself. I always tell people when somebody come here, hey, I want to buy, I'm scared. I said, currently, I don't have any other profession. I don't have any other business. I don't have any other trade I'm into. This particular one I do, I must give it the best. The way God has enabled me, the based on my knowledge, based on my ability, based on my education. Before you to beat me on it, you must be more ahead of me. Being confident that you will come out of it. You will succeed out of it. It has helped me in so many ways. Apart from business, in my marital life, in my children, I training them up. In most things I do, I am confident of he that began the work is able to finish it. Yeah, by the grace of God, I never had a better yesterday. Today is August 5th. If the year ends now, today, if 2025 comes to an end now, I can comfortably tell you this year ended well. In as much as we have 4 months to come. If God said, let me try other people, let me help other people, let me give to other people, I am done with you. I've helped you enough. I still owe him thanks. I still follow him. I will still serve him for what he has done. Not yesterday. Let me give you an instant. One of my village reverend fathers chat me yesterday. He said, I should send my prayer request of what you want God to do for me. I have the message on my phone. I just said to him, Father, just thank the Lord for me. That is my prayer request. Just help me thank the Lord. I don't have anything to ask. Just thank him for me.
You start your business in Lagos, yeah?
Yes. So I served in Lagos. I started in Lagos.
So how is Lagos business being for you? How has Lagos environment being operating business?
I cannot tell you about other places. All I do other nations is visit. So far, so good. Business in Lagos is a very good place, especially when you are in the right center of the place of the business. For instance, this photography now, if you are selling maybe babies in this street, except you are a billionaire, that is when people can comfortably come. You must be a distributor. You must be a major on that babies for people to come here and patronize you. If you are selling motor parts here, you won't do much because this street is known for photography. So being at the center of the business, so you can't be outside the business and expect the turnover to be as you expected. Somebody said something I want to quote. He said, environment affect achievement.
That's true.
So I learned from experience. Indeed, environment has a lot to do if you are out of the major place, the result, no matter how major, no matter how, except otherwise, you are spending money in publicity, spending money in, thank God for social media now. But in those days, that is not much. Hardly can you do much. But thank God now, you can be somewhere, but with good, massive advert you put, people can see through social media platforms, reach out to you.
What has been your biggest inspiration in business so far?
Most of my inspirations I got are from God's word. My major inspiration, if it is whom I look up to, if it's what you meant, whom I look up to. My father in the Lord, Bishop David Onyedekpo, has been a great motivator. My life can never be complete without his story. Some people will say, every time you quote, every time you say he said, what about your biological father? Also, biological father said many things that I still remember. But he is no more. But the ones whom I see today, that has been a source of, you can make it, you can do it, you will get where you're going. It's him. So I have everything. I owe him everything. He, both in secular world, both in business world, he told us that I don't have to cut a corner to wear a crown. So by his grace, I can comfortably put my hand on my chest and tell you, take me out anywhere. What I tell you today is what I will tell you next 10 years.
Did you have another branches or this or major?
Currently, this is where we operate for now.
Now, if there's one final advice you want to give to someone that wants to go into business, what would it be?
There are 1 million and 1 businesses. I don't know. I tell people, because like I said it before, I'm saying it again, here and there does not make a mark. Here and here. Done. That is my philosophy. If it is stellar material you want to sell, master it and face it squarely. If it is there's papers you want to sell, you can become the best on it. If it is photography, you can. I have a younger relation from my village. We are not the same mother. He came around from Ibadan. He said, no, brother, he's selling security equipment. But he said he wants to learn this. I told him he can. So I gave him suggestions, idea on how he can. In less than 2-3 years, he's super mad. He was acting like he owned this place. I gave him every assistant he needed. Currently, he's still in this field doing marvelously well. He was doing more online, but now he has a physical shop. He's no longer here. It's all about knowing what you want, facing what you want, and facing it squarely. He might not show today, but tomorrow, if you didn't give up, it will show.
Would you say you come from a lot of money?
I wouldn't wish my enemy to come from the background that I came from. My dad could only pray for me when I got my freedom. He poured his heart out. He was a catechist in Catholic Church. He handed me over to God. At the age of 70 plus, he was praying to the same. The tears was coming out of his eyes. I couldn't forget that day. I burst into tears. Everybody in my house, my mom came out and said, that's faithful money. Why did you allow this young chap to be crying? Wow. My senior brother said, go to where you're going, go to Lagos. When you get to Lagos, the money your dad gave you, if you finish, come back home and sit down. There is house. It is a mud house of 3 rooms. My mother never gave me 1 naira. My father never gave me shishi. He handed me over to God. He prayed. He took the check my uncle gave me that I served to Reverend Father. That one prayed and blessed me and poured holy water. That fateful Sunday morning, I burst into tears. When I was leaving for Lagos after my settlement, he still asked me to remember that I will be the light that will shine in his house. That I will be the light that will shine in his house. I had a senior brother too, but one has gone to be with the Maker. I have one left now. So my dad told me why he was like that. I will be the light that will shine his. Even in the grave, he knows the light is shining. My mom was left June 19, 2021, Saturday, June 19. That's when he left this world. He told us he will leave on Saturday, and she left. My mother told me if she comes back to this world and happens to have me alone and my elder sister, the one that senior me as children, she will never complain. She must be grateful to God forever. She told me that she knows that I'm competent, I'm able to bid her farewell when the deed is done. And by the grace of God, the burial I gave her, for now in my community where I come from, my town I come from, they will count in finger of tips how many people that got that kind of burial. I see it as fulfilling her request on earth. 99% of all the organs in this market followed me home. I burst into tears when I saw crowd. I'm not a celebration, I'm not some social person. I'm on my own.
Now, for you to come out from that very crowd, from that bottom to get to this level, there must be a mindset shift different that come into your mind or that helped you to solve. What is that mindset?
I have told you from beginning that I can do it. When I got married, 2005, I got married. When I was being interviewed, I told a person that was interviewing me that God told me I will be the head, not tail. I will be above, not beneath. And I've never had a better yesterday. If you make God first, be rest assured He will make you first in your life endeavors, in your field.
That's a very fantastic advice.
What's your name, sir? My name is Eza and Sunday Tochukwu.
Eza and Sunday Tochukwu. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Life cannot give you 100% what life has at the beginning, But if you refuse to give up, if you stick to it, it will speak at the end. So someday, somehow, it might not be presently today. But if you refuse to throw in the towel,
You'll get it.
you get well.
Thank you so much.
God bless you,
Thank
sir.
so much. So what line of business are you in?
I'm into photographic materials. In 1997, I finished my secondary school. I said, let me go and learn a trade. My intention was just to move out of this country. I came to Lagos 2003. Before I came to Lagos, when I finished school, I learned how to fix camera. I'm a camera technician. I learned it in Jos. There I learned how to fix camera. In 2003, I'm already done. I've finished. I know what I'm doing. I came to the Lagos without having a place to stay with my screwdriver. I was attaching with one of my town man then in Ajegule. After here, I just go back and come back. Before then, it was analog. There's nothing like digital. It was analog. We start fixing analog. And then in a day, I will make sure, no matter whether people came to collect it or the cameras are with me, in a day, I must make sure that I get up to 12,000. That's how I started. Before we know it, we migrate to digital. It was a little bit difficult. Then, with the idea we have in fixing analog, we switched to digital. And I did that one from that 2004, 2005 till 2008. I was in a line. I learned that good mark. They settled him with 1 million. Somebody like Adendo, after then, he was still serving his master. I learned they settled him with 500,000. But within then, I'm not married. Inside my account, I have more than 500,000. I said, what am I still doing in repairs? Started looking for a shop. In front of my shop, because my former shop was up. That's where I was fixing my camera. But yeah, I will go inside Ladebo. All these importers, some of them, they will bring cameras. We buy from there. I'll come here and fix. We sell. Started. When I buy from there, I fix those analog. Like somebody like Express, all of them, they will come and buy it. I'll supply them credit, start collecting money. Say, no, this is not what I will be doing. When I learned that, they settled that guy with 500,000. Before in the space of 3-4 months, he's driving car, one Golf. I said, what am I still doing in repairs? I started sampling those cameras with electric show glass. This is, I'm telling you, 2008, 2009. And we started sampling those cameras because I stopped supplying them when they said they would give me. I noticed that when the camera became scarce in the line, they started coming up to come and pick those cameras, and I'll be collecting my money. Before my money started increasing. This is a good business, but the best thing for me is to look for shop downstairs. Like this shop you see here now. When others are still paying, then 2009, others are still paying 65,000 per shop. We are paying 300, and nobody refused to take the shop.
So I mean, you served your Oga.
I didn't serve anybody.
Anybody.
I didn't serve anybody.
So how?
I only learned a trade, how to fix camera.
How did you not generate the capital that you used to start the business?
From when I was repairing camera, in a day I saved up to 12,000. I said what motivated me was good mark and addendo. Well, they settled good mark, then they say it's 1 million. Before you know it, he started traveling to Dubai, Hong Kong to bring camera. I said what? In my account I have up to 1 million. Adding the two, they settled in with 500,000. Before you know it, he started traveling again, driving Golf. Then I have 500,000. What am I still doing in repairs? That is what motivated me. I started, and when I joined, started buying cameras. The ones that is not okay, I fix, I send. Before you know, from that show glass, I have no more enough for me to sample my goods. I said no, the best thing is for me to look for a shop. To see a shop in this our line is very, very hard. This building was a building that collapsed in 2004. Then shops was 65. He said his own is 300,000. I know everybody refused to take. By then I have more than the money I have. Then it's the best thing is for me to take this shop. Because nobody is ready to leave his shop for anybody. Even though as it collapsed now, or if the developer want to be, the people there is the first people that will come and take before any other person. I said, let me take this shop. Then I paid for this shop $1,080,000.
That was what year?
2009. Ended.
That is when you started with this shop here. But if you can remember, at what year did you make your first 1 million?
2008.
How old were you then when you make your first 1 million?
32 years.
With the level of your business now, what is the most amount of money you generate in a month?
For 8 million. But when we subtract the profit, in a month I make up to 2 million.
So that is within a year, roughly, you make at least 20 million in a year.
Yeah, within a year, we make up to that.
Now, for your business so far, what's the biggest lesson you have learned of running this business so far?
Fear of investing, like just the biggest lesson I've learned.
You started the business in Lagos.
As a camera seller, I started in Lagos, but as a camera repairer,
Yes.
I didn't start in Lagos. I started in Jos.
So if you see someone that is thinking of traveling out of the country or to run a business in Nigeria now, what would be your best advice to that person?
That money, use it and invest here. If you invest in the wrong business, it's better you travel. But if you invest on what you'll be seeing, that money and be multiplying it, because our money is depreciating. In 2015, with your 3 million, you buy $10,000. With that 3 million now, you cannot buy more than $2,000. Have you seen how bad the thing went? Apart from it,
If there's someone that wants to start business
Yeah.
and is thinking of what to do, what would be your top advice for that person?
it depends on the area of the business the person wants to start. And in business, there are stages and there are different kind of businesses. And because every businessman went for profit. Depends on the line of your business. But if you are coming in this our line, you have already taken over. You must be a little bit educated on the AI or digital technologies. Because that's where it's going now. You must not have that intensive capital we are having before. Just have your good phone, have every other thing. You will start a business with us.
Did you come from poor background, average or very rich?
Average.
And your parents supported your business ideas with money and finances?
I didn't receive any support from anybody except now. Only support I'm receiving is from my wife.
How is she supporting you?
She work. Maybe if I need like 500, 1 million, I have. Give me. When I sell, I give back. That's the only support I've received. Apart from my parents that trained me from primary school to secondary school.
Do you think school is a waste of time or is a good investment?
School is a good thing. Anybody that told you school is a waste of time is lying. No matter the period. Where it will be a waste of time when you pass that building called school without obtaining anything. Instead of you passing through that building called university without you grabbing something, it's better went straight to the business.
But do you remember the exact amount you used to start up your business? Do you remember the exact amount?
It was 400,000 then. After I paid for shop, paid every other thing, 400,000.
What's the biggest attribute that can help anyone achieve success in life?
The biggest attribute for you to achieve success is to believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, you have conquered fear. When you want to take risky that will not draw you back. Calculate the middle of the risky, because business is all about risky. Calculate. If you can be able to believe in yourself, you will conquer. So money is not the first thing you'll be looking at when you want to start a business. Money is not the first thing. The main primary thing for you to start a business or make a progress, this is what I want to do. Do you have the idea? When you have the idea what you want to do, money will come on its own naturally.
What's the final advice to anybody that is watching you now?
My final advice for anybody that is watching, don't be afraid to start up something, because when you start up something, everything is by God's grace. Because if you are planning to leave this country, because things are getting harder, this one, they will be calling 12 million, 8 million. The least is 12 million, maybe Canada visa or any other thing. With that 12 million, when you plan yourself, give yourself a year or 2 years, you are a man of your own. Because with this my little shop, or this my little, the way my level of education and every other thing, at least I have achieved things here in Lagos than in the southeast. I came to Lagos with 11 naira and my screwdriver. There was a time there's no place to put this here. When I close from here, I will go to National Stadium and sleep by the side.
Can you imagine?
I slept there for almost 2 months, and before I was able to locate one of my town man again.
Then you have your shop already?
I have not gotten a shop. Here in Ireland, everybody was afraid of Ireland. Nobody sleeps in the shop.
So you're able to grow from sleeping on the streets and made money to then pay your first house?
I paid my first house in Lawansin then. My first flat in Agoda. Second flat in even fourth flat, fifth flat now. So let me know, say something. I have a house of my own, at least 2 places. The amount I will collect there, I can live anywhere in the Lagos.
Which you grow all the way from that small to now you're having a house of your own.
Yeah, it was God doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing
God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you have any more thing you would like to say?
I will look forward to see the young entrepreneurs. Everything is not about Yahoo Yahoo. Everything is not about depending on government. Make a move. God will crown your effort.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Chides Digital. God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah. What line of business are you in?
I'm into photography, equipments, and the materials.
How long have you been in this business?
In 1998, I served my uncle for 6 years. I came to Lagos in 1992. Then he settled me I started my own since then.
Can you remember the capital you used to start the business?
500,000 naira. I rented the shop, this shop, and everything cost me about then 245,000 naira. I used the remaining one to start putting. I bought goods and started because of goodwill I have with people. When you are under someone, it's good to be honest, to have character and integrity, so that when you come out on your own, people can support you.
Do you remember when you made your first 1 million in business?
I made my first 1 million naira, and that's in 1998. By 1999, I started traveling to Dubai.
How old were you at that 1998?
24 years.
24 years. So that 24 years you made your first 1 million.
Yes.
You know that meant 24 years still living under their parents' house.
It depends, because as a young man, you need to know what you want to do and be serious about it. Like when I finished my secondary school, my parents wanted me to further my education, go to university. I told them no. This brought a very big quarrel between me and my father, who even threatened to disown me, because immediately I left, he now focused on my younger one, on my younger brother, who he forced to go to school, and he went to school. Now he's a pharmacist. Then I was 18 years. So when my uncle came, I told him I want to follow him. I packed my things and followed my uncle to Lagos, and we ended up at Aloloya.
So now, so far with your experience and with your years of this business, what is the most amount of money your business has generated in a month?
5 to 10 million naira in a month.
So then within a year, you make at least over 100 million in a year.
Yes.
So would you say at this current level you are there, would you say you are a multi-millionaire or a billionaire?
That I cannot say, but I know that I'm doing well. This at this age. I know I live in my own house in Lagos. I have other houses. I have other houses. And I have cars. And my children are going to school. They are going to one of the best schools in Lagos. Wow. And I pay their school fees.
What is the biggest lesson business has taught you so far?
The biggest lesson the business has taught me is that you have to be focused and consistent. Yes. Because when I started, I could remember in 2001, I bought my goods. Instead of coming, the goods landed normal. Normally just maybe one month or 60 days. The goods spent at least 4 months. 4 months in the sea. At the end of the day, the goods landed. It wasn't easy. And when I traveled to China, I can remember I bought goods. Half of those goods got spoiled. It was a very big challenge for me then. That I have to start from the scratch. Like the person I have been doing business with in China since year 2000 is the same person I continued till date. He trusted me. In fact, he's like my family friend. We are just like friends. So first you have to be honest, because that will make people to trust you. You have to have integrity. Like when my goods got spoiled, I did not say, because my goods got spoiled, I will not pay. I have to get the scratch, pay, and continue again. So you have to have integrity and character.
What would you say is the biggest mistake you made in business so far?
It's going into copyright business. What I mean by copyright is trying to do something because another person is doing it. It was a very big mistake, and most of the time most of the time I do it, I end up losing money. I've come to understand that I have to use my initiative. I blend, think of what I have to do, and I will put all my effort in it.
What's the biggest amount of money you've lost in the business?
Year 2000, I lost over $20,000. What happened then? I bought a battery. That's what I said about doing something because others are doing it. Somebody gave me a sample of battery. I went to China, I did the battery, and I was hoping to make a very huge. In fact, before the goods could arrive, I have been planning what to do with the money, because I will make a lot of money. So when the goods finally arrived, people were looking for it. The battery wasn't in the market, and everybody was waiting for it with cash. So when the goods finally arrived, I packed all my goods. I brought out the battery. Many people bought it. When they opened the carton, all the battery got spoiled. So I have to refund their money. And most of the battery, I threw it away. And then secondary, because you are not doing the original. The Chinese, when you ask them to give you quality B, they will give you quality C, D, or even Z, because it is not original and it is not their brand name. The original is from Germany. We have to do the copy. And a lot of people are doing it and they are making money. So I wanted to do the same copy. I lost all the money. I bought the battery $25,000. Then I bought other small like toothbrush and cameras. The battery, I threw all of them away and start It was those cameras and toothbrush. I sold them, start from there.
Now, there's someone now that wants to go to school or want to go into business. What's your best advice?
I would advise them to go to school. Why? These days, business is more advanced. And it's not like our days. Children of nowadays cannot pass through what we pass through. Many of us, we sleep in this shop. In the morning by 4 o'clock, we woke up very, very early in the morning by 5 o'clock and take our bed in front of our shops. So, and then, you dare not eat until you sell. You make your first sell.
Do you think success is about who you know or what you know?
I believe that success is between who you know and what you know is good and who you know. And people you know, you must prove to them that they can trust you. Because in this line, this line we are. If nobody trusts you in this line, you cannot go anywhere. You just pack up and go.
So now, what if there is somebody now that is thinking of going into your own business? What's your major advice for that person?
My major advice is for you to start. First, be diligent, keep working hard.
If somebody says he doesn't have the capital, what's your advice to that person in starting a business?
If you don't have the capital in this line, I'm telling you it's not easy. You must work extra hard. Because this business, photographic business, is capital intensive.
Did you come from a lot of money? Like your parents, are they rich, average, or poor?
My parents are, let's say, average.
Operating a business in Nigeria currently, do you think it's challenging or what do you think?
We face a lot of challenges here. The first challenges that we face is transportation is one of it. And you pay a lot of direct and indirect taxes, like here. Now, if you are an importer here, bringing your container all the way from Apapa Port or Tinkan Coconut to this place is about 800,000 naira. Earlier boys will collect money all the way from Idumota Bridge to this place. Then before you know it, just for you to convey your container all the way from Tinkan to here, you spend about 1 million naira. So, a lot of challenges. And the exchange rate is another problem. For us importers, exchange rate is a very big problem. When you have exchange rate that is not fluctuating, sometimes it's frustrating. Yes, because most of the time your customers will call you that exchange rate is low. Why are you still selling that price? And if you want to reduce, if you say I will reduce, by the time you finish selling, it has gone up again. So you have to be extra vigilant and experienced to be a businessman or a trader in Nigeria today.
Has Lagos been favorable for you when you're business?
It's okay. Like in Lagos here, we have a little advantage because we have an opportunity of having customers in our neighboring countries, from Togo, from the Republic, and Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire.
What is the secret to expansion in kind of business?
The secret to expansion is that if you can get capable managers. If you can get a capable managers. But you know, in Nigeria of today, hardly you see honest people. So most of the people you see around, everybody, all of them wants to ride on you to grow. So most of the time is expansion, having branches. Most of the time you end up regretting it.
If you can advise your 20 years old self or 30 years old, what would you say?
What I will tell my 20 years old self is to take it easy. You are not running anywhere. Take it easy. Go slowly and be consistent. Be consistent. Don't believe that you are smarter than others. Just keep on going. Be consistent in what you are doing. You will get there.
If you are to start all over again today, what would be your first move?
My first move will be to remain in this business and be as stubborn as I was then. There are so many steps I took then that I could remember. Only my mother is the only person that will say, when a child is fighting for his rights, everybody will say that he's stubborn. But they should allow me. Let me take this risk. If I fail, no problem. I was the one that told my uncle that I don't want to stay again, that he should settle me. My parents, everybody was against me. That maybe I wanted to be free, have my own girlfriend, and all sorts of, and join all the other boys. But then, I was very stubborn, but very calculative.
So now what's the final advice for anybody that's watching you now?
My final advice to anybody, first of all, you should know that in this life, you must be diligent, have character, be persistent in whatever good that you are doing, and acknowledge your Lord Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Harrison Ajemba of Jemblas Photo Company Limited.
Thank you so much once again for this fantastic. What line of business are you?
I'm into photographic business.
So how long have you been in this business?
Almost 30 years.
How did you start the business?
So when I finish with my boss, so I start in a very small scale and buy from importers, we resell, and as God may have it, when my money grow, I travel on my own to go and import.
How many years did you serve your job?
Almost 10 years.
Almost 10 years.
I spent 5 years at Onitsha and then 5 years in Lagos.
So you started serving your guy in Onitsha.
Yes.
So from Onitsha, you now moved to Lagos. Why did you now have to serve it for like 10 years? Many of the people that were serving, they say it's like 6, 5, 7 years.
It depends. It's not an agreement thing. When the organ wish to settle you, when you feel that you can stand on your own, it's not something that is under agreement.
Okay, so how much did he settle you with?
10,000 naira.
What year was that?
1993.
1993 with 10,000 naira.
Yes.
It was 10,000 naira used to start up your business.
Exactly.
So at what year did you make your first million in business?
After about 10 years.
After about 10 years. So you
Yes.
started in 1995, right?
1993.
1993. So it was 10 years. So that means like 2003
2003.
that you made your first 1 million
Yes.
in business.
Exactly.
Wow. So from 2003 that you made your first 1 million, you started from 10,000 naira and then you were able to go into make up to 1 million in business. So were you in Lagos you started or in Onitsha?
It's in Lagos
So
and
you
this area.
This same area,
Yes.
sort of in Lagos.
Yes.
So right now, currently, with the level of your business, what is the major amount you make in a month in your business?
That I cannot tell you now.
Rough estimate.
Cannot tell you now
Let's
because
say 10, 15, 20 million.
let's say 200 or 150.
150 million.
150,000.
150,000.
You are talking of million.
Okay, in a month, you make 150,000 in a month.
Exactly.
So that means in a year, that increase. You can put it like 10 million in a year.
Depends. At times, you see, business is not something that is stable. At times, it can make profit. At times, it can make losses. It goes up and it goes.
So what is your most challenging moment in business?
The most challenging moment in business is it's not easy anyway because in business you need to trust people and you need to build up character that will make people to trust you because business is all about trust. It's all about trust. So if people don't trust you, you are lost in business. And you need to trust people also. And on the process of trusting people, you need some money. There are some people you trust, they will betray the trust. Your money will just go. That's how business runs.
So far for you that you started, what do you think is the number one advice you can give to somebody that wants to go into your line of business?
Yes. Anybody that wants to go into business,
Yes.
number one, you have to be honest.
Honest.
Because when you are honest, people will trust you. And when people trust you, you go far. Another thing is accountability.
Accountability.
You have to be very, very conscious of what you sell, how much you are making, people that are owing you or people you are owing. Because at times when you see goods in your shop, most of the times you credit goods. Or when you see too much money in your account, you start spending, thinking that it's your money. No, it's not your money. It's money that you collect that people entrust on you, and you have to return it. So you have to calculate what is my profit and what is not my profit.
Can you remember the biggest mistake you made in business?
Yes, I can remember now. The biggest mistake I made in business that when I was growing up, I was somehow carefree. I was eager to buy a car. On that process, I fall into a kind of, I bought a car that gave me so much problem. And on that process, I did not use the car up to 6 months. I have to dispose it. Even when I'm disposing it, I sold the car not up to half of the money I used to buy the car. So my advice is anybody that is starting up business, you have to make sure that you grow well before you start, before you embark on yes.
Okay,
So
you
are grounded before you start making too much expenses, as in buying car or house, whatever, or living above your ends. So that is another mistake people do when you live above your ends. So that is the.
So as of 2003 that you made your first 1 million, how old were you then?
23 years.
Wow, so at 23 you already made your first 1 million.
Yes.
What do you think is the difference between then and now?
Then and now, some people depend too much on their parents. When you depend too much on your parents, you will not have that freedom to pull and to know what you are capable of doing as a person. When you are laying too much on your parents, it will retard your growth. Yeah, not your growth.
So do you think the parents are the ones spoiling the
children?
children?
No, not that the parents are the ones spoiling the children, but at least when the child is growing up, you need to make the child know that there are some certain challenges he's going to face. Not that everything is for my mommy buy for me, my daddy buy for me, all these things. So you need to make the child know that he has to struggle on his own
And that's what I'm
to
saying
make
now.
something.
Does that mean the parents are the ones spoiling the child? Because if a child is with the parents and depending on the parents everything, should you tell as a parent, tell your child, go out there, go and look for money?
No. You see, just like what we are just saying now. If you are coming from a particular home and maybe you have a rich family, rich parents, they want you to go to school actually. And when you calculate, when you finish primary, finish secondary, by the time you finish your university, you'll be around 20-something years. Depending on when you graduated, you have to look for work. When you get to work, you have to struggle to learning how to live independently on your own. So, like, not everybody's case, your case may not be my own case. My own case may be different from your own. My own is on informal training. I undergo informal training. And from that informal training, that's how I started.
So do you advise going to school or going to start a business?
No, you have to go to school. You see, that's why I say that your case may not be the same as mine. That I said I made my first $1 million at 23 years does not mean that everybody must make the same thing. There are some that will make that first million at that age, but there are some that will, after they have finished school, they will get a good job and make more than that and start living standard life than how I'm living now. So it depends. So your own may be different, my own may be different. So you have to follow your own life. I follow my own life.
So what's your biggest advice that you want to give to anybody that is thinking of giving up in business now?
If you're in business, you are well grounded in business, you don't give up. You keep on struggling. So it's something that you say maybe you deal on this one, it doesn't go. You deal on that one, it doesn't go. Then you're not fed up. Say we are not okay. If you fed up, I say we are not. What are you going to do? You start looking for job. What certificate do you have to look for job? So that is it. So if you're in business, you still to build. But my own is that you have to be honest so that people will trust you. And when people trust you, you go far. That is.
What do you think are the major attributes that help you to succeed in business?
That's what I'm telling you now. Being honest.
Honesty.
Being honest. Number one. If you are honest, you go far. When you come to somebody's shop and look at maybe the shop is well stuffed with the goods, yes. You don't think that the person is the owner of those goods. Somebody or some company entrusted those goods on that person. The person is just making kind of commission, selling and making commission because of trust. So not that when you see somebody in the shop is so big and very stuff, you say, this guy is rich. He's the owner. No. It's not like that.
What do you think is the challenge for operating a business in Nigeria currently?
The economy is not it's favorable anyway, because at times when people that import, when they import, maybe something they sell 10 naira today, tomorrow it will be 15 naira. Next tomorrow, keep on going up, changing price, keep on changing. So in such an environment, it's very hard for business to grow. If you are doing business with, let's say, $10,000, you're able to import, let's say, a container of goods. At the time, that 10,000 cannot buy that one container of goods. You buy her because of the depreciation of our currency. So it's a very big challenge. But if you're operating in a stable economy, you plan. When you plan that maybe this goods you are going to import, you are going to make, let's assume 200,000. You know that when the goods arrive, you make 200,000. But on stable economy, if you plan 200,000, when the goods come, you may not make up to 200. If you make losses, because I know you are not the only person trading on that.
You think Lagos is mostly running a business than Southeast?
I cannot say, because it's Lagos I know. Those in Southeast may prefer Southeast. Those in North may prefer North. So Lagos I know. This is where I can operate my business.
It's favorable for you.
It's favorable for me.
Do you have any final word you would like to say?
My final word is, if you want to be in business, be honest so that people will trust you and you'll be able to trust some people also.
So what's your name, sir?
I'm Sonny.
So what's the name of your business?
Photo Sunsets.
Thank you once again for sharing this advice.
What line of business are you in? Photographic materials.
How long have you been in business?
25 years now.
How did you start?
I didn't learn the business over here. I just came in to learn. And after learning, I started my own. I get a shop because it's a line you cannot do much without having a shop.
Who did you learn from?
I learned from Mweze.
How long ago?
That was 1999.
What line did you start before you now switch?
I was in a line of rubber slippers. Yes.
So why did you now switch?
I switched over here because I feel I can do much in this line than that line, because the line is not an international line. Yeah.
I remember the first amount of money you used to start this business.
100 to 150.
Okay, when is that? When did you start?
That was 2000 exactly.
So from 2000 to now, it's like 25 years you have been in this business.
Yes.
So you started with like 150,000.
Yeah.
2,000.
Yeah.
So now currently in your business, like what's the most amount of money you make in a month?
500,000 to 1 million.
Can you remember when you made your first 1 million in business? business?
5 years or thereabouts
5 years.
of when I started.
Of when
That
you
is
started?
yes.
That you made
After
your first
yes.
1 million naira.
Yes.
So that's like 2005.
Yes.
To make your first 1 million.
Exactly.
But if some loans can even go up to 5 million.
That is business for you.
So, but in that means in a year, you can say you can make over 10, 15, 20 million in a year.
Yes. Yes.
What can you say is the worth of your business currently, your combined business total?
15 million or more or thereabouts.
So what is the biggest lesson you learn in business?
The biggest lesson I can tell you I learned is number one, you must have a fighting spirit, determination, focus, and aim. So you can't do without these things because without these things, after maybe like 1 year, 2 years, it is not really moving the way you expected. You can pull out. But when you have all these things, you know that you are here for something serious and you must have that fighting spirit, get it done.
What's the biggest challenge you face in business?
The biggest challenge is sometimes, just like as I said, that business is not stable. So sometimes there are some period that the business will be so slow in sales. So I think that is one of the biggest challenge I can tell you.
You started in Lagos, yeah?
Yeah.
So all your business life has been in Lagos all through?
All my business life has been in Lagos.
So what has been the experience like operating a business in Lagos?
The experience operating business in Lagos is a place whereby if you know what opportunity, you can make it in Lagos for business. When you come to Nigeria, Lagos is one of the center place for business.
You made your first 1 million in 2005. How old were you then?
30 something years or thereabouts.
Let's say early 30.
Let's say early 30. Early 30.
31, 32
Yes,
or so.
exactly.
So that's when you made your first 1 million.
Yes.
So if there is somebody out there that is watching you, that is thinking of what to do for their life, what is your best advice for them?
In terms of business, the advice I can give to whosoever that is watching me is that any business you want to do, just as I've said, you must have a fighting spirit, you must have determination, and then you must be courageous. Then when you have all this, whatever amount you have, sometimes you may not have that 20 million to start, you may not have up to 10 million to start. But you must have that strong spirit within you, that with the little amount you have, you can make it. And again, you must be a person that coordinates with people, because business, most especially when you don't have a substantial amount to start, it is when you coordinate with people and then you play your role very well. Someone can just come around where you are and see how you are hustling, know that this one is not a lazy type. You understand? Help can come from everywhere, and before you know it, can pick up.
You come from rich, poor, average background?
Rich background.
The parents supported your business ideas?
Financially, they did not support, but I have some others that supported me.
Would you say you went to school?
I went to school, but I didn't finish. I stopped at senior secondary school, like class 4.
JSS1 or
SS1.
SS1.
Yes.
So, I mean, you didn't even finish secondary school?
No.
Yeah, so why didn't you finish? And what is your best advice to someone that want to go to school or want to start a business?
The reason why I stopped is something I may not say here. You understand? There are some issues you don't bring out to the public. Something just conspired that triggered that such things happens. But the advice I can give to anybody who wants to balance up is that if you want to go to school, if you want to go to school, there are level you are, there must be someone that will sponsor you. And if you don't have someone that can sponsor you, then you don't need to just waste all the time of your life, because most especially as a man, man has a target. There is a level of age you reach, you need to must think about marriage, and when you are not financially balanced, thinking about marriage will be a kind of a big challenge. When you see that going to school cannot actually succeed or proceed at the moment because of some certain reasons, so what do you do at this point in time is for you to know, okay, what do I do? What is the next way forward? Then thereafter, there are some people that after they started business, they still also pursue their education if they want. So if you cannot pursue it at that point in time, you look for something else and they start. Then thereafter, if the opportunity for you to pursue your education, you can still go ahead with that.
So you're in your 20s now. What would be your advice to yourself in your 20s?
My advice to those who are in their 20s is that if you have that opportunity to finish your education, that is the best. Thereafter, if you want to enter business, you can still enter business. So everything depends on, most especially financial strength. You understand, at the point where you find yourself. So you must switch on to at the point where you find yourself to make sure that you are up and doing.
Have you ever felt like giving up in business?
I never fell up. I have gotten challenges, but it has not gotten to the point. That is why if you listen to me earlier, I told you must have a fighting spirit. If you talk about challenges, challenges must be there. It can come from every angle.
Yes.
But with that fighting spirit, your answer is no. You take no for an answer. And that's final.
So now what should be your final advice to anybody that is watching you, either in business or in life or in anything?
It's still the same thing I've said right now, that you must have a fighting spirit. Whatever you are in life you want to do, you understand, have a focus and focus on that. And with that fighting spirit, and be courageous that you must get to this point. You know, if you're doing something and you don't have a target, you may not know where you're going. And when you get there, you may not know whether you have gotten there or not. So with that target, you know where you are going. But in summary, nobody on earth, whether a man or a woman, don't be discouraged in whatever you are doing. Don't lose hope. Don't think that what you lose today, you will never get it again. What you lose today, you can get times 100 or times millions of that thing you lose today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. What is your name, sir?
My name is Mr. John Chukwugozenwoye. Yeah.
Thank you so much for a perfect advice.
God bless you.
What line of business are you in?
I'm into photographic materials.
How long have you been in this business?
I've been in this business for 30 years.
Wow, 30 years. So did you serve your Oga, or how did you learn to start?
Yeah, I serve my Oga in this market before I start the business.
How long did you serve him?
I served him for 7 years,
So that is what year?
97 to 2003.
So where specifically did you start the business? Is it here?
No, it's not here. I start from Selahmeditate. In the other street there, I serve my brother.
How much did you start the business with?
I start with 350,000.
350,000 as of 2003. Do you remember how much you made your first 1 million?
My first 1 million is after they have settled me. So their first million that I make, I start using it to travel to Dubai.
How did you make the first 1 million?
My customer that come from Burkina Faso. Then, because French people used to come to this market then, but now they are not coming again.
That was when? When did you make that your first 1 million?
2004, 2005.
So currently now with the level of your business now, can you be able to estimate what is the total amount of money you make in a month?
Just like any month, no matter how, 5 million.
Okay, at least 5 million.
Yes.
So that means within a year you can say your business generates at least 100 million within a year.
That will be a very big one. But now everything have changed now. There are people selling online market. Before, customers used to find you to shop. But it's not like that. You can see our environment have changed. Everything is not as it is before. Before you can speak to customer, before you know it, they will come to buy. But now they are no more coming. You see, you look at this place now, it's no more as business as usual. Now is if you see, good. If you not see, okay.
So how old were you in 2005 when you made that your first 1 million?
That 19 or 20 years.
Wow, you made your first 1 million in 1920 years.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I started going to abroad in 2001, I was 2002. So that's how, by that time, everything is okay. Business is sweet.
Business sweet that time.
Yeah.
No, but do you know there are many 1920 that are still under their mom's tutelage?
That is true, but you know, as an Igbo man, you need to fire up, look forward to see what you will do in future. You need to decide what you'll be in future when you are growing up. But you can see nowadays, people are not doing what we do then. People are just if once you buy phone now, you start doing guy. But at that time, there's no phone. If you use phone, is 090, which is big man that use. But today, even a little one are using phone. So, but then you focus on what you want to be, and you will be. But if you not play a ball well, you can become nobody. So that is how we grew up then.
Do you advise going to school or starting a business?
My challenge then is that I was not born only me. We are many. So we have to tell you the women to go to school. So
Women go to school?
Yes.
Why the men go and learn work?
Yeah. By then after secondary school you have to go out to find work. But women, in my own family, I'm not talking about other people.
Yes, I know.
My father chose to train women to university. All my sisters are lawyers, some are doctors now.
Wow.
So, but men, we just finished secondary school, still go and work. So that is how it
So would you
goes.
say you come from poor background, average, or very rich background?
I will say my family is rich. That's
They are
what I
rich.
will say. Yes, but not as it is now. You know, before, once you can see a 3 square meter, you are a rich person.
Yes.
That is what I will say. But you can see some people don't see 3 square meter. They go to work to see what they will eat. But our own is not like that. Things to eat is
Always
available.
available.
Yes.
So that means your parents supported your business with money and things like that.
Yes, they did support me with money, but after I served my brother, it's my brother that supported me. He gave me money, and I did not use the money to do anyhow. I have to work with the money. So that's how I start.
So if there is somebody now that is thinking whether to go to school or go and start a business,
I will tell him if the person want to go to school, he will go to school because education is very good. If you went to school, you can join to become a politician. All this money we are talking about is money that you make in a single hour. While you are here looking for me, social man for years. So a politician in Nigeria can become a billionaire.
how can the
in 2
politician
years.
become a billionaire? Is
You
it with
can-
legitimate money or with stolen money?
I cannot say.
Because
I
you're saying
can-
somebody to go and become a politician and make a billionaire.
Yes,
Like you're saying the politics, do they pay them billions?
In Nigeria, once you become a politician, you become a rich man. As it is. Yes, now, because you don't have anything to do. Just focus on what you are doing, everything will be added to you. So that's how it is.
What do you think is the most top 3 attributes that if anybody have, you will succeed in business or in life?
Business is all about style you do business, the way you do business, how you attend to customer, and how people appreciate you. That is what called business. The style how you do the business. Business is everywhere. You can see this market. If you don't have good manner in business, you cannot succeed. Because if you don't have good manner in business, somebody can give you money or give you market. You will sell it and eat the money. By then you have closed the door. You cannot see business. But if you can sell and bring the money back to the owner, then we do more. If somebody give you a market of 20 million, you sell. The person will like to give you more because you do well. But if you did not do well, it will end like that. But by then they will start looking for you. So that's how business is. Business is about truth. Once there's truth, there's business. There's no truth, there's no business.
Wow. So what's your final advice to somebody that's watching you right now?
My final advice to the people that are watching us here is that business is very good, but try to go to school. When you go to school, you learn more. Like people that read business, some of them cannot do business, but you can read and know everything about business, but you cannot do it because it's theory. But when you come to practical, you cannot face what we see. Because when you learn business from serving someone and start your own, you will now know that when somebody even read business, when you come to the business, you cannot do it. And you have brain to do business. No brain, no business. That's
brain,
right.
no business. Thank you so much for your advice, sir. Thank you. What's your name, sir?
My name is Eme Photos, Emeka Okorokasmia, Eme Photo Company Limited. Thank you so much.
So what line of business are you?
I'm into photographical equipment, lighting, camera, and the accessories.
How long have you been in this business?
2006.
How did you raise your first capital to start the business?
I have an elder brother that is into this business. During holidays, I do come around to assist in the business and otherwise. So going back to school, as a student, I was actually looking for means for me to, to sustain myself back then in school. So I have to venture into the accessories like the photo papers. In the morning before going to class, I'll go to the school field to meet some of the student photographers there. What I do in the morning before going to class, I will give each and every one of them digital photo printing paper, high tea. I will give them, then while coming back in the evening, I'll go for my money. That was actually what saw me through
So that
in
means
Univen.
you were using the business to train yourself in school. So
For
when
sure.
you came out of school, you now started officially.
Quite okay. I was still in school. So many people were having challenges in giving me money for me to do procurement for them. Like they will call me to come and build studio for them because I don't have a particular office. And so they always find it difficult to commit money to me. Rather, I will look for fun, get the item, then supply them before they pay me. So back then in school, I looked into it. And I planned towards it. I have to get an office so that when you pay money, you will know that, okay, there is an office where you paid money and so forth. So my first office was in Benin.
Can you remember officially how much you used to start your business?
700,000 to 800,000 then.
You literally started your business with like 800,000 in 2006.
Yes.
Wow. So how were you able to grow it to this particular level that you are today?
It's a consistent thing. Then I do buy from Nigeria. I buy from importers, then I resell and so forth. Just for you to know the market. And another thing, being sincere. If you want to continue in a line or if you want to continue in business, you have to be sincere. If you are not sincere, there's no way people will trust you for you to have business with them. If somebody should give you a particular item, maybe you didn't make the complete payment. So you should try. Keep to your words.
So what year did you make your first 1 million in business?
2005.
2005.
Yes.
How old were you then?
27 or so.
What
yes.
business were you doing then?
This same photographical business.
That was in Benin,
Yes.
not Lagos. At
Benin.
what point did you decide to move to Lagos?
Lagos is the center of the business, and if you are not in Lagos, you will not know the newly edition of items that is in vogue when it comes to photography. Since I have link to Lagos, as the day comes by, I keep on coming, making research and so forth. So I have to look for other alternatives. So I started going to Dubai to get from Dubai to Hong Kong to China.
So now, currently at this level of your business, what is the most amount of money you made in a month?
7 million.
So that means within a year, you can be able to make at least 100 million within a year.
For sure. Yeah.
So that means, can you say at this level that you are a billionaire or just a multi-millionaire?
I can't say. You cannot be a judge of your own case. Money doesn't really matter. What matters is your attitude. If you have a very good attitude, making money is very easy.
Wow.
And you don't even know when you grow.
Have you ever felt like giving up in business?
So many times. There was a time they burgled my office in Benin. They made the way. Then the Nikon D60 camera happens to be one of the best sold camera in the market then. So I had like 12 pieces of that Nikon D60 in my office. Everything, they took it. Memory card was about 1,000 memory cards. They packed everything. I told myself, you are the one that made this money. You are the one that you can still do it again and so forth. So I started afresh again.
What do you think is the biggest or the top major attributes that can help anyone succeed in business?
Just being disciplined and being truthful. If I go to this person and say, okay, I need this, so I don't have the money, but there is hope I will give you this thing, the money next week. Try and fulfill that promises.
Do you think school helped you in business?
Honestly speaking, education has a lot to contribute. Education takes a lot of time. But when you are out of school and you are focused, definitely it will take time. You shoot and overshoot.
So if someone now wants to go into business, would you advise the person to go to school or to just enter the business once to learn?
See, I would advise you to do both. Yes, it's stressful. It's stressful, but if you can be that focused, you can do both.
Would you say you come from a lot of money or from average or poor background?
My father is not poor. He is not doing bad. So
would you say operating business has been challenging for you so far in Lagos? Yeah?
It has. Basically the traffic, then another thing is the custom. We believe that when you travel out, you are coming with your personal luggage, they will start searching. If you have a particular item, that doesn't even mean anything, they will ask you to pay duties for it and so forth. So it's challenging, most especially coming from the custom at the airport. What they call it is hand luggage. If you have like 40 kg, it shouldn't be what they should look into and start calling you that you should come out. So it's challenging. Like if I'm traveling now, let's say to China, if I have my 40 kg, nobody at the airport stops you. What they only check is to know if there is contraband inside what you are having, or to check if there is any form of illegalities and so forth. But in terms of duties and so forth, nobody pays duty. It's only in Nigeria here, and it's kind of painful.
Can you remember the biggest mistake you made in business?
There was a particular product I got there. It's a cistern for lightning. So I got to China, saw it, the price was so down and so forth. I was happy. This particular item is being sold for so and so amount in Nigeria. I'm bringing it to Nigeria that I'm going to make much profit considering the price in the market. When I now got to Nigeria and the item was cheap, getting here, what they supplied me wasn't what I paid for. So it was difficult for me to sell.
If you can advise anybody now that wants to go into business, what would be your top 5 advice for that person?
Number one, you have to do the feasibility study. The market has a location. If I say, okay, because this environment is kind of bad, let me move the business to Lekki Phase 1. I might move it to Lekki Phase 1. It's only the online customers that will be coming. But the retailers, which are the core targets, you won't be seeing them around because of the distance. So you have to do your feasibility study to know a particular place that is suitable for the business. Then another thing, capital. Capital is challenging. For you to build up your capital, it took me years for me to build my capitals. It's not easy to build capitals. And this capital is being given to you. You might misuse it. Then consistency.
Consistency.
Somebody come for this particular item, you have it today, and tomorrow you don't have it. You have discouraged the customer. But that, if you are making provision for that thing to always be with you, they won't think of looking elsewhere. So when you give room for that product not being available at that material time and so forth, they'll start looking elsewhere.
So you mentioned capital, having capital within in business. What about somebody that wants to start a business and say, I don't have any capital? What is your advice on getting capital to start a business?
See, let me not lie you. Nigeria, getting capital, for you to build up your capital in Nigeria is another thing. Actually, I started when the thing became so serious, I needed funds. Just like you see what you needed to put in place for you to be making profit, but there's no capital for you to effect those things. So what I did then, there was this microfinance at Suleri. Those people, they were of help, even their MD. Like as you can see, this photo paper, as you can see now, this 260 grammage is one of the best photo printing paper in the market.
Wow.
So when their MD called for, that is the financial institution, their MD called for interaction, and I never knew that they sent somebody to my office to come and get most of my products. I was surprised that day when I went there, the man called me, let's sit one-on-one, let's discuss and so forth. When we were discussing, he brought out my product. I didn't get it. He said they sent somebody to come and investigate. So no, actually, if what the people that giving report, what they did was actually true. I told them yes, that these are my products. They started asking me, they have to go through my financial report and so forth for them to give me, because that loan was on personal recognition. So they started little by little. The first loan they gave me was about 5 million. They get it. And they have a very good structure. You know, in every month and so forth is on reducing balance. So every month they deduct, and it wasn't stressful for me. The plan was there. They gave me all the necessary distance to sign, and that was it. But it now got to a point when the capital now came up to a point that they were calling me for me to call, let's continue business. I told them no, but they were really helpful.
Now, what's your final advice to anybody that is watching you now?
As it is in Nigeria, I will advise the younger ones that it's always good for you to look at to something that you venture into. Education, I have friends that they are all graduates, but today they are not doing anything. It's all about going to school, but after school, what next? So you should start having plans, putting little things in place. It's all about reading. After reading, what else? Education will widen your brain. But practical is oriented, so you have to find yourself into one thing or the other, doing anything that you feel good at. Just have to do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what line of business are you in?
I'm into IT and photographic interiors.
How long have you been in this business?
I started staying with my cousin. That was 1989. Eventually, you know how it is. It happens towards the eastern start of Nigeria. We learn a trade. After trade, you've been settled and start your own from the little. You can be able to grow up, and at the same time, it's a journey. There you learn how to manage money, learn how to keep your record, learn how to maintain customers. Customer relationship, very important in anything you do. That happens to be trade, buying and selling. You need to convince them, show them the right thing. At the same time, you are doing that in order to make money out of it.
How long did you serve your guy before you started?
6 years.
Where did you start, Professor?
I started in Kano, but I didn't stay long before coming to Lagos. I finished here in this same market before the business started growing and developing. I engaged in IT business.
So that means your guy that you started with was in Kano?
Yeah. He has outlet in Kano and Onitsha and Lagos.
So you started doing with one in Kano for 6 years?
No. I finished here. Just a few months. That was what I spent in Kano.
What you did was in Kano was for a few months?
Few months.
You started with the same person or different person?
Same.
Same person.
Another outlet.
Another outlet.
Yes.
Then you came down to
Lagos
and started for 6 years.
Yes.
So that 6 years, when precisely did you set to what year and when did you start?
1997. Yes.
So how did you start, or what's the amount of money that you used to start the business?
My guy happens to be my cousin. I was free. That was January 1997. A sum of 150,000. And he blessed me and prayed for me that I will succeed. So this is where we are today.
So you started with 150,000 in 1997, and then from 1997 to now, it's like 25 years or so.
Yes.
Roughly. You have been in the business for like 25 years roughly.
Right? Correct.
With 150,000.
Yes.
So with 150,000 that you started, how were you able to manage and expand the business with that amount of money?
With that 150,000, he happens to allow me to make use of one of his store. Then it was formerly we use it at packing store where we keep goods. When a customer buys, we pick up and supply to them. So I now have to go back there, start putting things in order, because then it's like empty. You have to put your showcase, get a desk, customer decks, and stuffs like that. So at the end of the day, what I spent actually was about 38,000 from the 150. It happens to be I started this business, the cash, 112,000.
And it started in Lagos here.
Lagos here.
Where precisely?
This Arola.
This same Arola here.
Definitely.
So you started like, if you remove 30,000 from 150, that's like 120.
38,000.
38,000. So that's like 112,000 that you used to start the business. So how were you able to expand it?
Same buying and selling. I keep on hustling,
Okay, currently, like how much are you able to make with the business in a month?
Plus or minus. Let me go back how this whole thing started from this 112,000. I started trading 1998. I have to register a company formally as a limited liability company. I start doing making things, and I have the vision to do international business. That was my vision. So at 2020, that was my first time traveling out of Nigeria to go and import goods by my own. Before then, I've been doing some couple of business, not being able to go there through send. Then it was the time of we do telex, we send telex, make telephone call. Then there is nothing like mobile phone then. Yes. And most of the time this WhatsApp happens to happen in this early 2000 and whatever 10 thereabout. So then means of communication, you have to send email and fax machine. Then fax was active. That's the only way you can communicate from here to overseas. My first trip was February 2020. I traveled out of this country. First trip was Dubai. I got my hazit. That is how this journey started. After 1.5 years, 2-3 years more, I engaged myself in a computer business. IT, I import computer printers, desktop, laptop. Before then, I expanded to having other outlets. Apart from Lagos, we are in Port Harcourt, we are in Ikeja as we speak, and also in Onitsha, in Abuja. So that is how the journey started from 112,000 today. I can boast of having about 23 staffs.
Wow.
That's working with me. So it's a journey that every time we remember the past, we say, God is great.
That's a big journey from 112,000 to now over 23 staffs, and you have like 4 or 5 different outlets. Now with 112,000 that you started with around 1997 to now, what is the most amount of money you made in a month?
Sometimes when business is good, you can even push a button and make 18 million.
18 million in a month?
Yeah.
So that means in a year you could make over 120 million.
Definitely.
So that's a good way for you to be able to grow from 112,000 to now making over 120 million within a year. So what created that expansion that what mindset were you able to imbibe that helped you to grow and expand your business to this level?
No, in life you have to know what you want. Pursuing your goals. There are things you need to do. In every morning you wake up, that you need to be focused. That same thing you are doing, you need to concentrate on it and limit yourself in you associate with people that can also educate you, that can also give you some idea for growth. Because this thing, if you are sleeping in your house, it doesn't come anywhere. You have to work for it and be sure. Sometimes business is also, there are part of risk inside. So if you fail to understand that, your growth will be limited. There are people that I'm the kind of person that always strive. I need to make things work.
Have you ever felt like giving up before?
There are sometimes we face challenges, but you need to stand your ground. When I started, there was a time I lost all my capital. I imported some item from China. Unfortunately, it was a finger battery. Those battery was leaking, so I have to even bring out my money to dispose them. Wow. So it looks like it is end of the line, but because of I believe tomorrow will be better. I have to be focused and start all over.
This what happened when?
Around 2006 thereabout.
2006. So that means you went rock bottom like 2006 and started all over again.
Yes, of course.
How did you pick yourself up from that ground?
Same way, you have to go back to the drawing board and say, look, there are things you are doing, maybe you are spending, but for instance, maybe you are spending 2,000 in a day, you have to shrink yourself, put yourself together, make it, try and minimize what you spend on. And those things that you know that are consuming your finance, desist from it and start all over. It's going to come up unless you lose focus.
What do you think is the top 3 reasons why many people remain poor?
Laziness is part of it, and not knowing what to do at the right time. And you know, the people you associate with can also draw you back. If you are with me, we'll talk of business, how to grow. Those are the basic things you do as an entrepreneur. Being a businessman is plus and minus. You are buying this, you are targeting to make this. Sometimes it doesn't work like that, but at the same time, you need to, digest whatever you are investing your money on. And another thing, important thing you have to also do, because sometimes you get favor from foreign partners. What are those favor you get? Credit facilities. And credit facility doesn't come like that. First, you have to be trust. If you have been trust, somebody can even hand over $1 million goods for you, sell and return my money. So those are the things that also can make you grow. But sometimes we also suffer financial issue in terms of exchange rate. That happens. I've lost money in that way, because you've been supplied goods from your foreign partner on credit, and today you've done your landing cost based on exchange rate of today. And supply. Sometimes you also give credit, and you are working on based on today rate. For instance, 1,535. You've worked it out. Tomorrow, maybe the exchange rate will increase to 2,005, and whatever you are only $1 million. Then it was about 153,500,000. So if it goes up to 200, and definitely you're going to pay 250 million. So you see the gap. You've lost about 45% of the capital. A foreign partner, what they know is their currency. It's none of their business. If you are trading, at the end of the day, the economy of your country affects you. That $1 billion happens to be maybe like 500 or something thousand. You're going to make it up. It happens during Jonathan regime when Buhari came in. Dollar was 360. I eventually pay dollar that I'm owing at 700 and something there. You can imagine you've lost half of your money.
So if I get you correctly, one of the major reasons why people stay poor is lack of management. What are the other ones again?
Lack of management and lack of concentration. Whatever you do, you need to be focused and make sure you achieve your goal.
Can you remember when you made your first 1 million?
2000, yeah, early 2000.
Early 2000.
Because I remember my first trip to Dubai. I believe I traveled with about $14,000, which then exchange rate was 102. So I'm already a millionaire. Maybe 1999. I'm already a millionaire.
So now, can you say you're a billionaire?
A billionaire?
Yes.
I'm sure of that.
You are sure of that?
If you sum all my things,
all your net worth.
It's business.
Yes.
You are growing. There are other investments you are also doing.
Yes.
We from the East, there are a lot of responsibilities.
Yes.
We take care of for me, I'm the only son of my father. I have sisters. I take care of them, train them in university too. From the day I happens to be a free man, responsibility is there. You have to take care of those are things, those are your money that you made. There are also investments. Buy a land, build a house, you rent out. Those are things that are also assets to me.
Put all those assets together, you are worth billions.
No, I'm a billionaire.
You are a billionaire.
By God's grace.
Now, what is your best advice to someone that is thinking of entering into your business?
Business is a thing of choice. You need to know what you want. For those of us that are into business, they will tell you a lot of story, and you need to be honest. That's another important thing. What do I mean by honest? Being able, you trade. There are some times you buy from people on credit. Keep your words. I'm paying you in next 2 weeks. Make sure you fulfill that part. But from one journey to another, being yourself, giving somebody your word, that happens to be with trust. So once that happens and you didn't fail, you have more opportunity of getting more. So sometimes people feel like I have access to this money, I hold it, it looks like it's yours. No. Those are the things you need to, as a businessman, you need to build that credibility.
Honesty, trust.
They are very important in business. Without that, you can only manage from only one you have at time.
That's true.
There is no more opportunity because people are afraid of you. There are many of us that are also business that even when I see them, I'm always careful, caution, because their track record are not good. Being a good businessman, you have to be honest to yourself. The way you do your things, don't offend because these all things we are working together. in order to achieve one goal. You don't block people from getting that success. So those are things. If you can be able to keep those things, it will help you in business.
Now you have outlets in Lagos, in Onitsha, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Which of them which of the environment is most favorable for your business? Is it Lagos? Is it Onitsha? Is it Abuja or Port Harcourt?
No, Lagos still remain what it is. There's a couple of tender we manage in Abuja, supplies, but Lagos, no doubt about it. Everything happened here.
So Lagos is your number one priority when it comes to your business.
Come tomorrow, call the next day. Lagos is still Lagos. Why we went to Abuja? Because of all this bigger tender that we run, because Abuja happens to be, it's more or less like a corporate business that is happening there. So it's not like Lagos. Lagos will have much opportunity. People in Benin Republic are coming in here. People from Niger Republic are coming in here. Ghana, even Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. So they can't go to Abuja to buy anything. So government is where it happens in Abuja. Sometimes you have a deal from FRS, you supply numbers, not like, because most of those things they control from Abuja and send out to other states. So those are where it also happens. That
means Lagos is even more favorable for you than Onitsha.
Yes, definitely. On my kind of business.
On your kind of business.
But if some other business happens in Onitsha, but what I do, IT and photographic, Lagos TB is number one. Yeah.
So that means from Lagos that you expanded to all other.
Definitely, this is our head office, Lagos. We are in Ikeja and here. All those business from here we dispatch to my central warehouse is also here. So we've sent goods out from here to other branches.
If you were in your 20s or 30s today, what would be your best advice to your younger self?
See, in life there are places you also make mistake. Maybe you've made a mistake, you want to be. There are times you need to be contented with what you have and don't take that kind of risk that you are not sure. There are risks that are like 90-10, 50-50. It's not bad, but because this money, if it goes, to make money is difficult than loss. We can even lose $1 million in one button. Getting that money like that it doesn't come easy. So you need to be careful. Know when to trade, know when to invest, not like gambling.
So you think operating a business in Nigeria is quite challenging?
Yeah, definitely it's quite challenging. Just like experience I shared with you now.
Is it more challenging here than other countries?
The problem here is the system, the economic system here. Most of us are struggling based on from who we are. There are some tribes that can't even sustain. They will give up. But we keep on believing, and that spirit never say die. It's in us. People from the east too, I don't know, maybe most of them from other tribes are now starting to see what we are doing and key in. But we believe that tomorrow will be better. So risk is business.
Do you think going to school is important or is a waste of time?
No, going to school is very important.
Did you go to school?
I did, but I did not
Where did you stop? Primary or secondary?
No, secondary.
Stopped at secondary. Yeah. Then before you started?
I started learning. After I free from my boss, I went back, try and do some couple of things. But at the end of the day, I couldn't cope because I'm always out there. Sometimes I travel out, spend 3 weeks. By the time I come back, a lot of things have accumulated. But with time, education is not something you can ignore. So
would you advise someone to go to?
Definitely, you can do both. That's why myself I've done it. You are doing your business, make a time to also engage. It might be evening or whatever. Just try and see how you can be able to get, because those are the scale. Today you don't do anything, you can't even have a computer. There are things you need to know. Unless the level of your business is just like open up a shop, you attend to people, it end there. But if you want to expand, there are a lot of things now. There are a lot of things that are involved.
Now, before you to be able to scale to all these outlets, what is your template or idea or strategy for someone to be able to start from one shop and be able to scale or expand to other outlets?
That expansion needs also management team to do that, because I cannot be here, be in Ikeja or Port Harcourt. It's only software that can help you do that. If you have a good structure, you can be able to manage it.
How did you build that structure?
Your money have to work for you, and you also need to know, to learn. Being able to learn how this thing is being programmed, and know when you check your inventory, those stuff.
At what point do you know that you need to expand?
When the capital is growing and you think like you need to reach out to other places, because Nigeria, we potential here today. If you ask, they will say we are like 200 million, but believe me, Nigeria is up to 300 million. So by the time one household, even during COVID, a lot of things happen. I lost money. I made money also. Because during that COVID, there are some big organizations we do supply. When we supply goods, they pay us. But we've been at home for like 4 months. Before that was when this whole incident, the exchange rate increased from 360 to 780 naira. And we've done business that worth millions. At the rate of 360, you are getting your money. You are paying back at 780. You can imagine. So this is how it's been. Sometimes you can't predict what will happen.
If someone is watching now and wants to become an entrepreneur, what is your top 5 best advice to someone that wants to go into any business?
Number one, you have to identify what you want to do. Business, there are many types of business. And being able to identify the exact business you want to go into, number one. Then step 2, you need to sit down and structure how one supply and sell. Where are you getting this item from, and who need this product? So there you come in, customer relationship comes in. The way you attend to your customer, that will make them to come tomorrow. Before then, because there are no how one person can do business. The people you are employing, even if you are bringing your relative, you need to make sure they are the right people. You know, Nigeria today, you can never trust people 100%. There are risks also in that aspect. You might employ somebody today, they are not willing to work with you. They just want to grow instantly. This business is something you nurture. Just like you planting a flower. From time to time, you put water in order for the flower to grow. That's the language business. There are a lot of things, and also the relationship you have with the people that you are trading with, even if you are buying from them or you are selling to them, is also part of it. Honesty and being able to focus every day is something that doesn't happen in a push of button. Grow the business from stage 1, stage 2, stage 3.
That's true. So, what's your name?
My name is Franklin Emeka Agulefo.
Franklin Emeka Agulefo.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any final words you want to say?
I just wish they could be able to focus on whatever you want to do apart from business. For you to even grow, you have to be submissive. Don't forget, God is the author and the finisher. All and all.
So you believe in God?
I believe in God. You need to talk to God, tell him what you want to do. He will direct you more, not human.
You said you are trying to add up this question. You said you made your first 1 million year 2000. Your first 1 million year 2000.
Yes.
How old were you then?
24 years old.
24. So that means you made your first 1 million at 24.
Before 24, I made my first 1 million.
Then when specifically, at what age did you make your first 1 million?
That should be when I was 22.
Incredible. There are many 22-year-olds that are still feeding under their mom's side.
I started early.
Fantastic.
I started early.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
So what line of business are you in?
I'm into photographic equipment and accessories.
Photography, equipment, and accessories?
Yes.
How long have you been in this business?
I've been in this business since 1987, thereabout, yes.
So how has it been for you in this business?
It's been a long journey from analog to digital products. So it's been very inspiring and very challenging.
Have you ever feel like giving up in this business?
No, because actually I joined the business a very long time, right from when I'm younger in age. Most of my life has been in photography field. So it's been a kind of passion for me. So all my life through has been into photography line. So there's never a time I try giving up, rather is to persevere and continue until you begin to see results.
You have been doing this, you started it in Lagos.
No.
Where did you start it?
I started this business as far back as from Adamawa, former Gongola state. That's present, there's a place called Numan.
In Nigeria,
Numan, near Yola.
Okay, near Yola.
Yes, Adamawa State.
Okay.
So my first Oga that I served actually started the business over there, and that's where I started.
Oh, you served the Oga?
Yes.
At Adamawa Yola. How many years?
I served my Oga, the first Oga, I served 2 Ogas. I served the first one, and eventually things went the other way around. From his business, there's a collapse in the business. Then there's a handing over to the next one. So that one I served in 5 years. Then I served 3 years in the second person, making it 8 years.
Oh, you served 2 different Ogas?
2 different Ogas. But one is the senior to the other. So because of the relationship and the way I served my first Oga, and eventually he run out of capital to settle me. So he now linked me up with one of his brothers who took interest in me. And so, okay, since I'm a good boy, he wouldn't mind, he can help to settle me, but I have to stay serving for some time. So from there, I migrated from Adamawa and moved to Jos, Plateau State. So I served that very one in Plateau State. And after serving him, before I start my own business.
For how many years?
I served him 3 years, plus the initial 5 years, making 8 years.
So when you started, where did you start? From that same Jos?
Yes, I started in Jos.
For how many years did you stay in Jos before moving to Lagos?
In Jos, I started in Jos 1987. I came over to Lagos in 2001.
So that means in 1997, 2001 is like 4 years. 1987. That is like 11 years.
Yes, correct.
That you're being in
Jos, yeah.
How was it in Jos, and what made you move from Jos to Lagos?
My movement from Jos was divine because circumstances made me to leave Jos. In Jos, there was crisis, if you can remember.
Yes, 2001 crisis.
2001 crisis. It was very, very, in fact, really, we didn't expect it to happen, but it happened. Along the line of that incident, there was a lot of fight and a lot of danger. At a point, I have something telling me it's time to leave. I was lucky that at that time, I newly got married. My wife just got delivered of a baby. Has to move to Lagos for a holiday. So she came to stay with the brother during the holiday, and eventually the incident broke out. So with that, there's no safety for me to continue staying there. They were afraid to come over back to Jos, and I have something telling me it's time to leave. So obviously, thank God I was able to escape. But there's a lot of killings right in my presence. So eventually I have to leave Jos to Lagos.
So you now packed everything, or you started afresh in Lagos?
Yeah, when I came to Lagos, initially as I left, I have a boy serving me over there. I didn't quickly just leave. I first came over, look around, do visibility study. I used to come and buy goods from Lagos back to Jos. But along the line, with the incident that happened, I discussed my plight and challenge with my customer over here in Lagos, so who actually encouraged me that he can help me to get a place. My first shop in Lagos was through that understanding with the person. So gradually, I now move, not automatic.
So if you can compare Jos and Lagos, which of them has been more favorable for you in business?
It cannot be compared, it's incomparable. So Lagos opened me up. Lagos was able to, in fact, Lagos is 1,000 different from Jos. So however, Jos was like a foundation and a feeding ground for me because of the people that knew me there and what I stand for. They were asking for products, so I'll be selling from Lagos, sending goods to them. They will be buying from me. So from there, eventually, I now stabilize.
If I get you correct now, you have been in this business for like 35 years.
Yes, of course.
More than 35 years. So in these 35 years I have been in business, would you say currently that this business has made you a billionaire or a millionaire?
The business made me who I am. I won't say I'm a billionaire, but I think there's a lifting. So God has helped me beyond imagination, beyond expectation to where I am today.
Can you remember the first year you made your first 1 million?
I think my first 1 million in the business is around 2007.
2007?
Yes.
How old were you then?
2007, I should be 31 years old.
31 years old. So that means, if I get you correctly, that means you made your first 1 million at the age of 31. You know, there are many people that are 31 that are still living in their parents' house.
It's their choice. Now, life is full of choices. There are some that they're not thinking of what to offer, taking up responsibility on time. Some are born with golden spoon or silver spoon. So it's quite different from a person like me that came from a very humble background.
Humble background means poor background or average or wealthy.
Poor.
And you were able to grow up and to get to this level.
By the grace of God.
Can you remember the job you did?
Around that time, it was not really a job of supply. You know, I'm into buying and selling. So I think the first major money I made in Lagos was based on the experience I've gathered over the years. So there's this product called the binoculars, which the sea people use it. So at such a time, there's a demand. And because I have the knowledge of the product, and then I was able to source it. So that was the first major sales or breakthrough that gave me
1 million.
Yes.
Okay, since the business so far till today, what's the most amount of money you have made in 1 month?
Sometimes I've made more than 20 million in sales.
In a month?
You know, in fact, even a day.
In a day? So if you can make more than 20 million in a day, that means in a month you have been able to make at least like 100 million in a month.
So it's possible.
It's possible. Wow. Okay, so what is the biggest lesson this business has taught you so far?
The major lesson I think I've gathered in business is one, it's good for you to have a deep understanding of the business you do. Fundamentally, I would say that in the environment where I am presently, I seem to be new to many people who have been here, like landlords who have been here. They've been in the business before me. I used to come buy from them when I was in Jos. But the moment I came in, based on the sound knowledge and experience in the line of the business, that I know many things about the business, it gave me upper hand. I've gone into practical photography, which also is an age, because I happen to know beyond what many of them have known. So I have a broad knowledge of photography and the equipment itself. So it's an age. So I would say that what has helped me over the years is that sound knowledge, and much more is perseverance, not giving up, not surrendering. I started with a very low finance. In fact, it took me a long years to struggle, of struggling, because I started my business with just a token.
Can you remember how much you started this business with?
After serving my master for that period of about 8 years, I was settled with 5,000 naira.
5,000 naira? Yes. That was with what year now?
That was 1987.
1987.
So, and after that settlement, the moment I paid for the little shop I paid and other things, I can say that my business started properly with 2,700 naira.
So that means you started this business with 2,700 naira?
Sure.
And you have grown it to this particular extent where you can even make like over 100 million within a month.
It's just God's grace.
That's fantastic. Now, what do you think are the major 5 reasons why people remain poor?
One of the major reasons is people not ready to move a step forward. No matter who you are, you must actually to know when opportunity calls and be able to use the opportunity. So I would say that most times people are waiting for big things to happen. They don't want to start with a little that comes their hand. Considering my own foundation, where I came from, my little beginning and my family line, I felt that whatever comes to my hand, I have to start from there. So I started from what I have. So with God factor or God's intervention and help, I was also conscious of what I spent from what I have. So I think what makes people to remain poor also is to kind of begin to have overestimation of themselves, begin to live a borrowed life. It's good to be who you are. It's good to understand where you are, understand where you are going. I think that is very, very important.
So if you were 20 today or 30, what would be your best advice to your younger self?
My advice remains that because at the time I was telling you about my beginning, I was also a youth. So I think I left my father's house to serve at the age of 14, 15. By the time I'm 19, 20, already it's towards the time of my settlement. At 21, I started struggling. So I would say that the youth or the young ones should learn how to submit to learn, be able to grow gradually. A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So sometimes the challenge we have with the youth is that they will be looking at success story of people, and they are looking at the accumulated present status of people, not minding where the person is coming from and then where they are.
What do you think that you did that was able to help you to scale this big and grow to this large extent?
One of the key things that helped me in my moment of growth is, one, I wasn't looking for high things. I know where I'm coming from, as I've said earlier. I came from a very poor family. My parents are there, and I happen to be the firstborn in the family. So I know I have responsibilities. So it's for me is to calm down. I wasn't following high things. I wasn't following friends. I wasn't into partying. I wasn't into friendship. I seem to be a man reserved to myself, focus on what I'm doing. So I think that is a major thing, having a focus.
Okay, focus.
Yes.
Then how were you able to scale the business? Did you start getting people, or when you go, you expand, that was able to make you to grow from that little and to this big?
One of the major and key issue is that there is a place of trust. So over the time, as I come to buy items from here in Lagos, sometimes I go to Onisha, buy things to my shop, I notice that people also have been observing my kind of person. There's that trust that is built over time, that they can trust me. So the initial 1 million I made through the sale of vernacular was also, they trusted me. They say, we know you can't run with our goose. So, and also even when I came about, staying among them, I know, because I know the product, I have a good knowledge of what I'm selling and what people want. So I do market running. Market running means what you don't have, you know where to source and sell to a customer. So for me, every product is available.
Every product is available.
Even as at present, people have come to discover that any scarce product that can not get in my shop means that it's not available. So because they've known me very well, I begin to source products that people don't have. Begin to source products that are scarce. So there's a kind of knowledge in the photo industry or photo business that if you go to Express Digital Center and you cannot get it, forget it. So when they run around and look for everywhere and they can't see, they will give me a call. So with that, it makes me to make sure that what others don't have, I'll try to make sure I have it. So every scarce product, any product in photography, if you can't get it from us, it's either we get it for you or we tell you where to get it. So we have ideas.
So lastly, if someone wants to go into your line of business, what would be your best advice to that person?
My advice would be for the person to humbly learn the line of business, takes patience, takes cool-headedness to be able to understand the photo line. So submission to understand the line is very important. Secondly, it's also normally for somebody to learn need humility. If you're in a hurry, you're not patient, it will be difficult for you to have the real knowledge in the line of the business. So oftentimes you see that youths are in a hurry. It's as if you're wasting their time. But to me, I see that the time I spent before coming into the business, so some things happened that actually it was not really a joyful news. That after you have served your master for a period of time, there's a story to tell. But at the same time, I saw that also as an advantage because it makes me to cool down and learn over and over, be able to master the line of business.
Much better.
Yes.
It's more or less like, do you think school is important or it's a waste of time?
With the present situation of Nigeria, the way I see things, school is very important because school gives you an edge and a faster learning capability. It makes you to explore, deeper in the line of the business. School will be another advantage. But for me, it all depends on circumstance and situation.
Because to you didn't go to school now, you just learned direct and come on.
Yeah, because in my own case, a peculiar situation, I told you I'm coming from a very poor background. The original intention is that I would go to school, but because my parents don't have, there was a kind of advice for me to go into apprenticeship so that I can be able to help train my other young siblings. So for me, business comes first before school. So I believe that for me going into the business is a better choice for me.
Going into the business is a
before school.
Before school.
Yes. So
Nice.
because in the course after I've started the business, I now begin to advance myself in the school aspect. I finished primary school, primary 6, and then went into the business. Then as I entered the business, I was confronted with challenges of expansive knowledge, understanding the field, so spellings, writing, and other things. So I saw the need of school. So I now enrolled, went in adult school, began to do my GCE. So just from there. So for me, if I've gone to school, maybe I would have missed the opportunity to pass through the line.
Oh, just the line of business.
The line of
You
business.
would have been doing something else entirely
Correct.
different.
So for me, I think it's a better choice.
So I think it's better for someone to know what the person wants to do before you can now know whether school is important for you or you should just go in and learn.
Even in the school itself, even in the school, after you have known your talent, you have known your field, you have discovered yourself, what you want to do, even if you are schooling, you should be able to be schooling in line with your talent. So I think because most times you see that the challenge you have today is that somebody go to school, he went to read law or went to read medicine, when naturally he would have been able to do well in technical aspects. After he had done it, only for him to turn back at last, begin to look for where he can fit in. So for me, it's better to discover yourself and your talent, then follow that line. Then even if you are going into education, it has to be in line with your skill, in line with your, your talent. Yes, it's very important.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this time you shared with me. What's your name, sir?
My name is Manuel Okoli.
Manuel Okolie.
Yes.
You have a fantastic advice.
Thank
Thank you so much for this
God
time.
bless
Thank you. Thank you. And if this episode inspired you, do well to hit the subscribe button, like this video, share it with those who this is going to inspire. I remain your very host, Benzik, and I'm catch you again next time. Cheers.